In C, you can use pointers to create double matrices, 2D arrays, or double pointers. They're all the same thing. We can start by writing int star star, which makes us a double pointer, or 2D array, or double matrix, and let's just call it matrix. Now let's write two more variables called int rows, make this equal to 3. Let's do calls to hold the number of columns, make this equal to 4. So using these three variables, we're going to make a matrix that has 3 rows, and each row is going to have 4 columns. First, we need to dynamically allocate memory for the 2D array. And we can do this by using malloc again. So to do this, we're going to write matrix. We're going to make it equal to malloc. So initially, we did size of and int pointer. But because this is a 2D array, we're going to multiply this by rows to give it enough memory for the amount of rows we want. And then we need to typecast this to a double pointer. End it with a semicolon. Next, we're going to need to use a for loop to assign memory for each index of matrix. So to do this, let's write for. Let's do int I is equal to 0, while I is less than rows, I plus plus. What we're going to do here is for each index, or for each row of the matrix, we're going to give it more dynamic memory. So let's do matrix at index I. So for each row of the matrix, we're going to make it equal to malloc. And again, we're going to do size of int pointer. But we want to multiply this by columns, or calls. And then we're going to typecast this to int pointer. So this will turn it into a 2D array, or a double matrix. Again, for each row, we're going to give it the amount of columns that we want by using the calls multiplied by size of int pointer. And this can be anything. This could be a double matrix of floats or doubles or chars. You just need to update the size of and the data type for casting right here. After you dynamically create your double matrix or your 2D array, you're going to need to free up all the memory in your matrix. You first need to loop through each index of your matrix and free up the memory that you're allocating here. And then once you do that, you can free up the memory that you stored in matrix. And let's create a function called free double pointer, and we'll make this a return type of void. So free double pointer. And we're going to accept a double pointer array, and we'll take in how many rows are in this double array. So the first thing you need to do is create your for loop to loop through each row of your matrix. So we'll do for int I is equal to 0. Then you'll do I is less than our rows, and then I plus plus. And now here, we want to free the memory for each row in our matrix. So we could just do array at index I. And this will free all the memory at every index. Once you free up all the memory at all your indexes, you can do free, and we can free up that memory of our array. It's crucial that you do this before you do free array, because if you run this before for loop, you will lose the memory at each index that you allocated here. So running this would free up the memory here, but then all the dynamic memory we allocated for each index, it would be lost and we wouldn't be able to access it, and this would cause memory leaks, which is really bad for your system. So if we save it and do Control F5, we get no errors, but you can know that you'll have no memory leaks in your system by implementing this method and making sure you use it after you're done using your matrix. Let's not forget to actually call the method free double pointer, and let's pass in our matrix and rows. Now if we call it again, you can see we have no errors, and all the memory is freed up in the program.